Brian Peterson Fever coach Stephanie White hopes simply the opposite, that Caitlin Clark can come lower back to assist in a push towards the playoffs. Indianapolis, the Indiana Fever are experiencing the growing pains of the 2025 WNBA regular season, and Caitlin Clark is having to shoulder a little bit more of a load. Yes, it's true, there are only 10 games left in the regular season and Clark is out indefinitely with a groin injury that would make it hard to believe he'll be eligible to return soon, and even more difficult for fans or team members to determine when or if. While the Fever have not given a specific timeline, head coach Stephanie White seemed optimistic though unsure when asked if the hope was for Clark to play again before the end of this season. Alexa Philippou, at Alexa Philippou. Clark has missed the whole season and last played July 15 when Indiana lost to Connecticut. Her absence is ill-timed as Indiana clings precariously to a playoff berth. As of right now, 3 games over halfway through the season, Indiana sits at 18-16, 7th in WNBA. Indiana is barely inside the WNBA's top 8 postseason teams. The Fever, 5-13, are just a game ahead of the number 8 seed, Seattle, and only 1.5 games up on Los Angeles, as that's still on the outside looking in group. 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year winner Clark has had a significant drop-off in production this season. She's played in just 13 games, and her scoring average is down from 19.2 ppg last year to 16.5 this year. Her shooting percentages have tailed off more disconcertingly, most notably from long range where she is hitting just 27.9% of her three-point shots. However, his absence has been a major difference-maker in Indiana's offense thus far this season. The Fever are not without injury problems beyond Clark. The backcourt has taken a beating team-wise, and it's all working against White. Both backup guards sustained season-ending injuries on August 7 in a loss to the Phoenix Mercury. Sydney Colson suffered a torn ACL in the first quarter and Ari McDonald went down with a broken foot later. The obstacles have required White to continue to be creative with her rotations as the challenges arise, which has helped keep things close. With no Clark, McDonald, or Colson, the vast brunt of ball handling and playmaking has been designated to Kelsey Mitchell, who got put in charge of doing pretty much all the offensive lifting. The Fisher effect: Sophie Cunningham has joined the starting lineup, and Odyssey Sims, playing on a 7-day hardship contract, is now an important part of the rotation at backup point guard. But even with that, the Fever are thin again, and their game-to-game consistency has been difficult to come by amidst the injury woes. The concern with Indiana right now is how little there is surrounding a would-be healthy Clark. With the Fever coming into Saturday on a 1-4 slide, they need every game possible to keep their playoff hopes alive. It may, in the end, come down to the health of their team and how their roster aligns as to whether they play into November and December too. Clark potentially coming back provides some optimism, and the Fever are circling the wagons to get their best player on the floor for their stretch run. A healthy Clark would give the squad relief in both scoring and play facilitation, while bringing her veteranship back to the court, a necessity with playoffs just around the corner. The Fever will look to put the unfortunate injury behind them as they play out their final 10 games, and fans will be waiting for updates on Clark's recovery. It sounds nearly too good to be true for the 9-15 Fever, and it might be, but her return could be a cosmic catalyst that swings Indiana's fortunes, enforces order on its backcourt, and gives the city some hope of climbing out of throes of a mid-level seed into this year's playoffs. Clark could prove to be the linchpin of the Fever's chances as they battle through a grinder of a season full of injuries and challenges. That clock is ticking, and whatever Indiana can get out of the rest of its games will be a testament both to its resilience, depth, and the effectiveness that they can meet with when Williams is in full force. That being said, the mission looms large in front of Stephanie White and her squad: bring Caitlin Clark back and get this team to finally make a playoff push, that if nothing else, the Fever can do something few teams, if any, with their backs against the wall.